Hello everyone and welcome back to our Hogwarts Legacy completionist playthrough. It's episode number 131. Last time we were essentially just waiting for a letter from Poppy about contacting Doran. However, we didn't get a letter, so we mostly just continued doing Merlin trials and talked with Professor Shaw about her family. But I kind of want to get back into the flow of things. Now, I could do a side quest like the Absconder encounter, but I still want to wait to do that because I'm not a fan of that side quest. So we're going to continue on with relationship quests. We're going to be doing a basis for blackmail. Nazi sent me another owl saying that she can sneak away without her mother knowing. I'm to meet her outside Hogsmeade. So let's do it. Now, I am currently way off in Hogwarts Valley in the snow.
Revelio.
So it's going to be a bit of a broom ride over. Look at all these spiders. Alright, that was kind of a waste of ancient magic, but I saw the matriarch and I wanted to go after it. Especially because it's guarding this little secret here, this little cave in the middle of nowhere. And I want the loot inside. Wow, this is pretty deep. Fortunately, those things are tiny and weak. So yeah, I don't mind when you have to fight. Wait, I can't go around that way to get it? What the? Okay, is this chest like blocked behind walls? Nope. Or maybe. I don't think you can get this chest. Yeah, okay, they literally made it so that way this chest is behind a wall. Hey, Hogwarts Legacy, this is a glitch. It's literally behind a wall, so I can't get the chest. So much for that chest. So it looks like I can't do completionism after all, because this one is literally impossible to get to. Great. Well, we've still got relationship quests, the main story, Merlin trials, and more. So I'm not gonna get too like cut up about this for now, but that is frustrating to not be able to get everything because there's a wall. What may happen is I may put this series again on the back burner and hope for another update, because there were hints that there was going to be another update. And hope that they fix that then. But don't worry, we've still got a long ways to go before that happens. I want to at least, at the very least, I want to have completed most, if not all, of the side quests and gotten the relationship quests done. I'm still willing to wait a bit on the main story, that's fine, but I want to get some more side content done. At the very least, it's not going to be for another 20 or 30 episodes before I decide, okay, I want to go and take another break. And if I do, it'll probably be to release like a smaller playthrough or something. I don't know. We'll see. Once again, I'm not going to make any like big plans right now, but I am going to try to keep it in mind that at least one of these things is completely uncompletable because of walls. I don't know why they put the chest behind walls. Like, couldn't you have just put the chest, or put the walls behind the chest? I don't know, it's just a bit weird.
Are you
Definitely
ready to put an end to
a
Harlow?
glitch. Yes, let's do it.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
Very well. I'll speak with them. See what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
We'll see. So we gotta speak with Agabus Filbert, Daisy Rabe, and Otto Dibble. Gotta say Otto Dibble's the funniest name. The kitty cats are so cute. Whoops. Trying to do two things at once. Not the smartest plan. Alright, looks like at least one of them is up in the Three Broomsticks, so let's head up there.
Glad you came.
I will talk with Serona later.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Yep, over here.
Oh,
I've-
Isco, what have I done?
I haven't been through up to here before. It's down here, just a doorway out. Yep, doorway out into the street. Cool.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Let's talk with her.
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Mrs. Rabe, we do hope you will reconsider helping us with our banking needs. We've given you ample time to reach a decision on your own, but we are beginning to lose our patience. We know your husband would appreciate it if you were to see the value in our working together. Shall we expect a response by week's end? Best to keep this between us if you understand our
Some
meaning.
evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
If they're still alive.
Glad you came.
Gotta say, the relationship quests are
Potter
pretty
Hogwarts
good.
works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Because
Please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
so tempted to search that, but I won't.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I would like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it out for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
But yeah, these darker storylines regarding the poachers and the goblins just feel so much more realistic, and I enjoy it. Harlow feels like an actual character in this. And Rookwood as well to a lesser extent, but he's not nearly as fleshed out as Harlow is.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping, and I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note that might help me to identify it should I come across it?
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Well,
Hopefully we
We're
do
on the right
find it.
track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
how does
does the Ministry decide which curses are unforgivable?
Alrighty. Past Hogsmeade Stream and out over here.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Hello.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again. But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Alright, we'll do that and I think we'll end the episode. But yeah, this really makes Harlow feel almost Mafia-esque and very realistic as a character. Listening to kind of what he's done and the fact that he's acting like a thug and not even close to afraid to kill. He's not wrong. Now some of these town criers are terrible. The one railing on Black is right.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
I think she may have been caught this time.
Natty must be around here somewhere. Revelio. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio!
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Nice little Ashwinder hideout right underneath the Hog's Head.
Footprints
Not
led to this
surprised.
room. There must be another way forward.
Yep. I wonder if Trout's in league with them.
Revelio. Revelio.
Am I missing something? Nope, I was just removing the spell too early.
The hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
We will find her though in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed.
Revelio.
And I'll see you all in the next one. Until then.